Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a really fascinating look under the hood of a nation's legal machinery. We're going to do a clear article-by-article breakdown of the Constitution of the Republic of Tajikistan, specifically zoning in on Chapter 9. This is the chapter that lays down the mechanics, the strict boundaries, and the immense responsibilities of the prosecutor's office. Whether you're a legal student, a constitutional nerd like me, or just someone who loves understanding how a justice system is actually built to function, you're absolutely going to find this insightful. Let's get right into it.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. First, a quick overview of Chapter 9. Then, we'll look at enforcing the law in Articles 93 and 94. Third, centralized leadership in Article 95. Fourth, terms and appointments in Article 96. And finally, the strict independence rules in Article 97.
Section 1. Chapter 9. The Procurator's Office.
Section 2. Articles 93 and 94. Enforcing law.
Now, in any constitutional framework, carving out an entire, dedicated chapter just for the prosecutor's office, well, that signifies some monumental importance. This isn't just a minor administrative department, right? Take a look at this specific, carefully chosen phrase straight from Article 93, the exact and uniform execution of laws. Think about what that actually means in the real world. It means the law absolutely cannot be open to local or regional interpretation. The rules have to be applied exactly the same way across every single inch of Tajikistan's territory. This constitutional mandate is what prevents fragmented justice. It ensures a single, standard legal reality for everyone.
So, the crucial takeaway here is that this exact and uniform execution isn't just some vague idea. It's a shared, highly structured duty. As Article 94 details, this control is carried out top-down by the Prosecutor General alongside all subordinate prosecutors, operating strictly within their specific authority. It establishes right out of the gate that ensuring a uniform legal system is, for sure, a team effort, but it's one governed by a very strict, no-nonsense chain of command.
Moving on to Section 3, Article 95, Centralized Leadership.
Here we explore exactly how this powerful organization is structured and, well, who actually holds the reins. Article 95 mandates a single centralized system, meaning the office isn't fragmented into independent regional branches that can just make up their own rules on the fly. No way. Instead, it operates as one cohesive, centralized machine under a single leader, the Prosecutor General. This top-down hierarchy is designed specifically to support that exact and uniform execution of the law we were just talking about.
But, as we know, vast centralized power requires equally robust oversight. Under Article 95, the Prosecutor General doesn't just operate in a vacuum. They are directly accountable to two major branches of the state, the Majlisi Milli, which is the National Assembly, and the President. By doing this, the framers built a critical system of checks and balances right into the constitutional text itself.
Next up, Section 4, Article 96, Terms and Appointments.
5 years. I really want you to anchor this number in your mind, because 5 years is the strict constitutional term limit here. The Prosecutor General of Tajikistan is appointed for a term of exactly 5 years. And hey, it doesn't just stop at the top. The term of office for all subordinate prosecutors is also set firmly at 5 years. It's a smart balance, preventing indefinite, unchecked tenure while still giving a prosecutor enough of a runway to actually implement strategic legal initiatives.
Building on that 5-year timeline, Article 96 grants the Prosecutor General some pretty massive administrative authority. Once appointed to their term, the Prosecutor General independently appoints and, crucially, dismisses their subordinate prosecutors. So this ensures that the leader of that centralized, unified system actually has the true authority to build and manage their own team to execute the law effectively. They aren't just a figurehead, they're the boss.
And just to be completely thorough here, the final clause of Article 96 notes that any granular details, the day-to-day activities, specific operational powers, and exact structural elements of the office, are regulated by broader constitutional law. Basically, the Constitution provides the strong, unshakable skeleton, and subsequent legal statutes come in to provide the muscle and skin.
Which brings us to Section 5, Article 97, Independence and Restrictions.
Article 97 contains arguably the most important rules for objective justice. Think of it as a constitutional shield. If a prosecutor is going to enforce the law fairly, they absolutely need to be protected from outside influence, and they need to be shielded from conflicts of interest. The Prosecutor General and their subordinates must operate completely independently, basing their actions solely on the law. The Constitution explicitly forbids any interference from other state bodies or from other officials. Literally, a prosecutor cannot be pressured, bullied, or directed by outside political or governmental forces when pursuing justice. That's a huge deal.
But, independence is a two-way street.
To maintain absolute neutrality, Article 97 strictly prohibits prosecutors from holding other offices, acting as deputies in representative bodies, joining political parties, or running businesses. They simply cannot have financial or political distractions. However, the Constitution wisely makes a few exceptions for scientific, creative, and teaching activities. This is brilliant because it ensures the country's top legal minds can still write books, conduct research, and teach the next generation of lawyers at universities without compromising their total impartiality.
So, I'll leave you with this thought to reflect on. We've seen exactly how the Constitution of Tajikistan structures its Procurator's office, from enforcing uniform laws to that top-down centralized leadership, right down to the strict 5-year terms. But at its heart, the whole shebang rests on those rules of independence we just covered. How do these carefully designed constitutional boundaries ultimately protect the integrity of the law for everyone? Something to think about. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to keep exploring the fascinating ways legal frameworks shape our world. Catch you next time.